The Election Commission has announced the schedule for Legislative Assembly elections in 5 states in the coming weeks. Now, these 5 states are Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Mizoram, Rajasthan and Telangana. The elections will begin on the 7th of November in Chhattisgarh and Mizoram. Chhattisgarh will actually go to polls in 2 phases, first on the 7th of November and the second phase for Chhattisgarh on the 17th of November. Polling in Madhya Pradesh, meanwhile, will take place on the 17th of November. Rajasthan and Telangana will go to polls on the 23rd and the 30th of November, respectively. Now, counting for all these 5 states will take place on the 3rd of December. Meanwhile, the Congress Working Committee members convened a meeting today where the party's strategy for the upcoming polls was discussed. And unlike its primary rivals in these states, the Congress has yet to announce its candidates. In fact, in states such as Madhya Pradesh and Telangana, where it's not in power, the party has announced a slew of promises, including freebies ranging from electricity to public transport. In fact, in Rajasthan, Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot has announced a caste survey following in the footsteps of Bihar, which released its caste data last week, as we had covered. And Priyanka Gandhi has also announced a caste survey in Chhattisgarh if the Congress comes back to power. Listen in to what Rajiv Kumar said at the Election Commission's press briefing just a few moments ago. Right, we are just going to line up that reaction from Rajiv Kumar for you. But as far as states' announcement for the polls are concerned, poll dates have been announced for 5 states, with results for all these 5 states to be declared on the 3rd of December. Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Mizoram, Rajasthan and Telangana are going to go to polls. The elections will begin on the 7th of November in Chhattisgarh and Mizoram. Chhattisgarh is the only state amongst these 5 states that will be going to polls in 2 phases, first on the 7th of November and then on the 17th of November. My colleague Arvind Gunasekar has been tracking all the latest developments for us. In fact, he was just at that Election Commission press briefing a few moments ago. Arvind, take us through the top takeaways from the Election Commission's press briefing.
Parmeshwar, the Election Commission of India has announced schedule for the 5 state assembly elections, and like we reported, Mizoram will be going for polls in single phase on November 7th, while Chhattisgarh will be going for polls in 2 phases, both on November 7th and also November 17th. Madhya Pradesh again will be going for polls in a single phase election on November 17th, while Rajasthan will be going for polls on November 23rd and Telangana will be going for polls on November 30th. So from November 7th to November 30th, the Election Commission has scheduled to complete the polls in all the 5 states, and the counting for all the 5 state assembly elections will be held on December 3rd. And the Election Commission has kept a date that by December 5th, all the election process will be completed in all the 5 states, and that's where the counting for all the 5 states assembly elections will be held on December 3rd. So it's a 1-month election process that the Election Commission has detailed in all the states. Only Chhattisgarh will be going for polls in 2 phases. South Chhattisgarh will be going for polls on November 7th, while the other part of the Chhattisgarh will be going on polls for November 17th, and that's why, keeping in mind the Naxal affected areas in Chhattisgarh, and that's why the Election Commission has kept Chhattisgarh elections in 2 phases, November 7th and November 17th, while Mizoram will be going on polls on November 7th, Madhya Pradesh again on November 17th, while Telangana will be going on polls on November 30th, while Rajasthan will be going on polls for November 23rd.
Arvind, as always, thank you so much for joining us with the latest information. Arvind has taken us through those detailed dates for the 5 states as they head to polls, with results to be declared on the 3rd of December. Also joining us live on the broadcast at the moment, my colleague Sunil Prabhu from the Congress headquarters. Thanks, Sunil, for joining us at the moment. Now, with the announcement of elections in 5 states, Mr. Kharge has said the farewell of the BJP and its allies has also been announced.
That's what he's saying, and that's natural for most political parties ahead of the crucial, and it's a do-or-die battle for the Congress party in many of these states where they're trying to remain relevant and ensure that they give a good comeback. These are states where the Congress actually, for example, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan are in direct contest with the BJP. And that's in itself a critical. It's a semi-final before the general elections that are due later next year. So it's in that backdrop that this is extremely important for the Congress party. It's also in Telangana where the Congress is trying to wrest control from the KCR's BRS party, which has been in power for the last 10 years, ever since the formation of the government. And the Congress hopes that they will be able to make an opening there. It's in that context, as well as, of course, Mizoram, where they are trying to show their relevance in the Northeast. So definitely a host of issues. The Congress Working Committee is at present meeting. They have more or less endorsed the caste census, which was earlier something that was not formally ever announced because of the late Rajiv Gandhi had made a speech during the height of the Mandal Commission, during a no-conference motion against VP Singh. Now the party formally taking that position to seek a caste census, not only at the state level, but at the central level, something that the BJP has been quiet about and something that Mr. Karge has also pointed out. So definitely the situation as of now is clearly towards ensuring that they give a good fight in the coming, what many are called a semi-final before the general elections that are due later next year.